Have a good day, students. Today we are going to discuss about system calls. In that we learn what is system call, how to use system call, how to implement system calls. Before moving further point, let's review the previous session. In previous session, we learned system components of operating system. In that, we learned what is system components, what are the different common system components. Now, we see in short, a system component is an operating system has very large number of functions and very large number of services. It becomes very complex. So operating system is divided into smaller pieces. That each smaller piece is called as system component. Each smaller parts has handled its own functions and services as respective. There are common system components. Those are process management, main memory management, file management, IO system management, secondary management, and networking management. Process management. In process management, a process is a program in execution. Process needs certain resources including CPU time, memory, files, and IO devices to accomplish or finish its task. A process is the unit of work in a system. The operating system is responsible for some activities. Those are process creation and deletions. Processes are maybe user processes or system processes. Process suspensions and resumptions, provision of process synchronization and provision of process communication. Next, main memory management. Basically, there are two types of memory, that is main memory or primary memory or secondary storage or secondary memory. In that, main memory is a large of array words or bytes, each with its own address. It is a volatile memory, means it loses its contents in the case of system failure. A CPU reads instructions from main memory during the instructions fetch cycle, and both read and writes data from main memory during the data fetch cycle. To improve both CPU utilization and response speed, several programs are kept in memory. There are some responsibility or activities of main memory management. Those are keep track of which part of memory are currently being used and by whom. Second activity, decide which processes to load when memory space becomes available. And last, allocate and deallocate memory space as needed for the future work. Next, file management. Simply, a file is a collection of related information defined by its owner or creator. File represents programs in that source and object forms and data. It contains alphabets, alphanumerics, and special symbols and characteristics. The operating system has some activities related to file management. Those are file creation and deletion, directory creation and deletion, support of primitives for manipulating files and directories, mapping files onto secondary storage, and file backup on stable storage media. that is non-volatile. Next, secondary storage management. Since main memory is volatile and too small to accommodate all data and programs permanently, the computer system must provide secondary storage to back up main memory. Most modern computer systems use disk as the principal online storage medium for both programs as well as data, because secondary storage is used frequently. It must be used efficiently or it will become a processing bottleneck. There are some activities or responsibilities of secondary storage management. Those are free space management, storage allocation, and disk scheduling. Next, that is I/O system management. I/O system management, it hides the peculiarities of specific hardware devices from the user, because the I/O system has very complex activities. Input output is a major function of and which manage input output system of hardware. I/O devices must be utilized properly, so they will be utilized maximum. I/O devices with I/O drivers and its supporting system. There are some activities. Those are a memory management component that includes buffering, caching, and spooling, a journal device driver interface, and drivers for specific hardware devices. And last, that is the networking management. Today, networking is very vital for the use, because in modern days, all the users are access the data from their home by clicking one button. So the technology used to connect multiple computers in a network is known as networking. A networking may contain similar or dissimilar computer system. In that, one of the key elements, that is a protocol. A protocol is responsible for transmitting data from one computer system to another, or from one network system to another network system. It has some activities, that is to transmit data or send data from one network to another or vice versa. Second, to receive data from one network to another network computer system, and to perform routing of data in the network. These are the common components of operating system. Now we are going to discuss what is the system call. System call provides the interface between a running program and the operating system. Means the operating system services are provided in many different ways. There are two basic methods of providing services are: one is system call and second system program. Each method has its own disadvantages. The most fundamental level of services is handled through the use of system calls. System calls provides the interface between the running program and the operating system. These calls are generally available as assembly language instructions and usually listed in the manuals used by assembly language programmers. System calls are programming interface to the services provided by the operating system. Typically, system calls are written in high-level language such as C or C++. The system calls are mostly accessed by programs via a high-level application program interface. It is called as API rather than direct system call use. Provide portability, and hides the detail from the programmer. The most common and popular APIs are Windows 32 for Windows, POSIX API for POSIX based system, and Java API for Java virtual machine. In handling the trap, the operating system will enter in the kernel mode where it has access to privileged instructions and can perform the desired services on the behalf of user level process. Kernel is the main part or component of an operating system. It is because of the critical nature of operations that the operating system itself does them every time they are needed. For example, input-output, a process involves a system calls telling the operating system to read or write particular area, and this request is satisfied by the operating system. The system program provides basic functioning to users so that they do not need to write their own environment for program development. For example, editors, compilers, and program execution, for example, shell. In short, they are bundle of useful system calls. There are some services provided by system calls. Those are process creation and management, main memory management, file access, directory and file system management, device handling, protection, and networking. These are services provided by system calls. Now we will see the one example of system call, how to implement the system call. In this diagram, the system call sequence to copy the content of one file to another file. This diagram describes an example where one file is copied on another file. Consider two files. One is source file and another is destination file. If data is to be copied from one file to another, then the file name should be known. So first acquire the input as file name. Either it should be initialized in the program or input should be taken interactively from the user when prompted. That is, write prompt to screen, that is the provide file name. When file names are inputted, system checks whether file exists or do it require access permission. If yes, then contents are read from the respective file. Once file exists, then read the input data automatically. Just observe the actions that are taken for copying the file, where every time system call is to be made by operating system to do each and every action. After confirming detail about a file, either error message or prompt on the file or further reading and writing action are made. In this example, system calls are needed for taking input from one file and putting into another file. In that, it complete the loop from reading the input from one file and writing to the another file till the read is failed. And after that, if successfully copy the content of one file to another file, that means the content of source files are copied into destination file, then terminate normally. In short, system calls are programming interface to the services provided by the operating system. Means system calls are mediator between operating system and processes. Typically written in high-level language, that is C or C++. System calls mostly accessed by programs via high-level application program interface, that is API, rather than using direct system calls. In this example, we use the open system call and closed system call to open a source file, because copy the content of source files into destination files. After copying task is completed, after that close the destination file. That's why there are two system calls, that is open system call and closed system calls. Open system call is basically for opening a file. Open system call is used by the programs for initializing and access to the file. When this call is used, it returns file descriptor. This descriptor is positive integer value. It indicates the position of file from the table of open file. Closed system call is used to close the file that is recently opened. It basically removes all resources allocated to the file that is closed. It clears the memory, including buffer. It even updates the metadata related to closed file. It is how to implement system call. It is the relation between application program interface, system calls and operating system relationship. This diagram shows the user interface are give the input in user mode, then how to provide that input to kernel mode through the interface via system calls. Generally, a number is associated with each system call. It is used to number the system call. System call interface maintain a table indexed accordingly to use numbers. It is the table index where numbers are kept. The system call interface invokes intended system calls in operating system kernel and return status of the system call and return value. The caller needs to know nothing about how the system call is implemented, just needs to use application interface and understand what operating system will do as a result of call. Most of the details of operating system interface are hidden from the programmer by application program interface. It is managed by runtime support library. Compiler includes a set of functions built into libraries. In figure, how operating system handles the user application invoking open system call. The system call occurs in different way depending on the computer use. More information is required than simply the identify the desired system call in table indexed. The amount of information vary according to the particular operating system. For example, to get input, we may need to specify file or device to use as the source, as well as the address and length of memory buffer into which the input should be read. It is one of the example of standard C library because system call, it is an interface and it provides the high level language application program interface. Those are written into C or C++. It is one example about printf and scanf. The printf and scanf, these are the functions which are coming from the header file. Header file, it is the C library. The scanf and printf, it is used for to read and write the data or information. Here user give the example, that is header file main function, in that print greetings and returns value. This printf statement use the write system call, which is in user mode. It is transferred into kernel mode through the standard C library. Here system calls are implemented. Once printf statement enters into kernel mode, it has a number which is identified into table index. The write system call is implemented and return the status of that, which is again transferred to the user mode. Next point, passing parameter as a table. Frequently, more information is required than simply identifying of desired system call. Exact type and amount of information vary according to operating system and call. There are two general methods used to pass parameter to the operating system. That is simplest and programmers. Approach is to pass the parameters in register. Pass the parameter in register. In some cases, may be more parameters than register. In such cases, parameters are stored in a block or table in the memory. Then the address of block passed as a parameter in a register. This approach is used by Linux and Solaris. Second method, that is parameters are placed or pushed onto the stack by the program and popped up the stack by the operating system. Block and stack method do not limit the number or length of parameters being passed. The parameters are generally stored in block or table in memory, and the addresses of block is passed as parameter in a register, which is seen in previous figure. The parameters are stored in the register and load the address. In previous example, there is a x parameter which is call. Load the address of x parameter system call. For example, number is 13. First, the address of x is stored in register and then it passed to the operating system. Use that parameter x from the table B. It is the implementation of system call. Thank you.